Peace, love, and light, everyone. I hope all is well. This is your girl, Serena, and welcome to another segment of Literary Artistry with Serena Wills. All right, for those who don't know who I am a self-published author, a poet, a spoken word artist, and a publishing coach. And with today's segment, I wanted to stop by to share some news and also just a way authors can think when they're thinking about different ways to distribute their books. How are their books getting out there? So, for those who don't know about my history, I have four poetry books. This is book number five. So, this is the anniversary edition of my very first book, Reconstruction, Pieces of Life, Volume 1. It came out June 2014. I still can't believe that. So we are now in the 11th year. I did a whole 10th year anniversary. I did a re-release of the ebook. It has new poetry in there, and I did an audiobook as well. And now I'm going to release the paperback. So some things I started to learn about with this particular with this anniversary edition. Before I go into it, I want to give a shout out to the artist, David Rodriguez. This beautiful painting on my book is by David Rodriguez. You can find him under drgorilla.com. He's a phenomenal artist. So Reconstruction is a book about one who was in love and all the things. So whether you're married, not married, you're in a relationship, there's a vibe there, an energy, things are flowing and it's great. But then things start to shift a little bit in a direction that you were not anticipating. There's transitional issues, there's the aftermath of when feelings are hurt. You realize you thought this person was your person, but they're not your person, and vice versa. And the list goes on. So the last part of the book talks about the reconstruction phase, the healing, the restoration. How do I heal after this? I thought I was in love. I was in love. And now it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. But now I need to get back to my foundation, whether, I have to figure out having a relationship with myself. Some people, that self-love is important. Okay, having a relationship with you is important. Whether you are a prayerful person, if you are in a religion or spiritual, getting back to your foundation. Whether you lost track of your love. My love is poetry and writing. So that's the reconstruction phase. So the book is coming back out. There are 10 new poems added to the original poems already there. So 10 new poems, one for each year of the anniversary. The introduction is revamped, the acknowledgments. I'm even going back to recording five more poems in the audiobook because originally it was just five new poems, but I decided to add five more. Why not? To make it that 10. The one thing I've learned that I wanted to talk really about today was okay, do I want to publish it the way I did before, or do I want to go a different path? So I actually, this is old school right here. When I first published my book, it was on Create Space. For those who were like, what's Create Space? Before there was a Kindle Direct Publishing, there was Create Space. And from there, you would upload your book, and your book would be available on Amazon. Um, and then back then, other platforms and other entities were able to get my book, like Barnes and Noble, and so on and so forth. Then it went to Kindle Direct Publishing. And the one thing I've discovered throughout the years I've had my books on Kindle Direct Publishing is that there is an option for expanded publication, expanded distribution. But my book has not really been expanded per se. For example, Barnes and Noble and Amazon are competitors. Okay. For example, Walmart has a book section. They're not going to pull books from Amazon. Books a Million, Powell's Bookstore that's on the West Coast in the United States. Even other like independent bookstores or bookstores that are, in other parts of the globe. And I realized, what, with this particular book, I'm going to shift. All right. And it really took a lot of soul searching. What do I want? And I wanted to grow my audience. So I wanted to grow my audience. I wanted my book to be available in different areas. I didn't want it to just be on Amazon. And of course, I do have it on my website because I do get author copies and I sell my book through my website. But I wanted to really, I want my book to be out there. Both my paperback, the audiobook, which I'm going to upload the new audiobook with the five additional poems, which make 10 poems, onto another platform. So it will be on more than just Audible. And there's no knock to Kindle Direct Publishing and Audible. I just know what I needed as an author. And there might be an author or just someone out there who has a business who you're thinking of going a different path. And it's like, okay, I've been doing this for so many years. It's time to shift. It's time to shift. So I'm shifting with this book. All right. I'm pivoting with this book. And I'm like, I'm going to start with the anniversary edition. And then bit by bit, I'm going to go back with my other three books, um, which is The Awakening, Piece of Life, Volume 2, Artist Paradise, Piece of Life, Volume 3, and Crying Tears of Teal, and getting them slowly onto other platforms so the distribution is broader, more wide. I'm going to stop sharing this so we could talk one on one here. So, we all come to a time in our life where we get tired of doing the same thing, and I'm I'm like I want my book to touch more people. I want people my the reconstruction is to help people heal from when they went through that really bad breakup or they're in transitions in their life that's just not the best. So in order to do that, I have to pivot. Pivoting could be scary. It can. But it's also thrilling, especially when I'm doing this to get my dreams out there more and to help more people. And with that, with more people having access to my books or seeing my books, like, oh, I didn't know about this author, Serena Wills. I'm going to pick up this book, and they might be in Scotland, okay, or somewhere else in the globe, or just an independent bookstore here. Um, Now I'm broadening the audience and building that rapport with them as well, because building rapport is important. You don't just say, I'm just going to put my book out there and that's it. People want to get to know who you are as an author. Now, who I'm pivoting with, stay tuned. Okay, so I'm choosing between a couple of platforms, looking at their distribution, looking at how they work with independent authors. That is key. They might be great, but are they great for you? Okay, are they great for indie authors like myself? So I'm in between a couple of platforms. When I say platforms, these are the platforms where I would upload my book, and they would be the distributor. I can get my author copies through them. Some might even do the ebook through as well. And then the audiobook, I'm going to have to bring Maurice. For those who didn't see the segment with Maurice Carroll, go back and look at the segment with producer Maurice Carroll, and we're going to talk about different platforms that are out there for audiobooks. So you want to think about it, do your research, see what the reviews are. If you know authors who might already be through that distribution platform, and I'll just say a few, for example, we have Outskirts Press, we have Ingram Spark, we have Draft to Digital, and the two is literally a number two, Draft to Digital, and so on and so forth. There are small press houses, small publishing companies that will do the uploading and work with the distributor for you. like Water Springs Publishing. I work very closely with them. They've helped me with books. Atmosphere Press is another one. They're out of Austin. So you really want to see who's going to be best for you, what's going to be best for you, and also looking at the royalties. If your book is sold through Barnes and Noble, for example, what would your royalty be? If Books a Million does sell it, for the Books a Millions that are still out there in the world, right? And even independent bookstores, they do more consignment, and we could talk about consignment deals probably next season at another time. But pivoting is scary, but for me, it's exciting. And like I said, I'm down to two. I'll just come back next season and talk about which one I chose. Or for those who will buy my book, will be able to see inside the book, oh, she went here and chose this platform. But it's okay to say, you know what, I don't want to sit in the same space that I'm in. I created this beautiful book. I wanted to get more out there and what is working for me and what's not working for me. If I click that expanded distribution button through Kindle Direct Publishing and I don't see it doing what it's supposed to do, all right, well, it's time. Okay, it's time to exit stage left, and it's fine. My book will still be on Amazon, and other places like that, but it's just going to be through another distributor. All right, so I hope that helps somebody. Somebody I feel is having a tug of war out there. And if you have more questions, you want to reach out, say, Serena, I want to continue the conversation, feel free to look me up. I'm across social media platforms, Divine Write, DivineWryte. My website is serenawills.com, SerenAwills.com. And there you can contact me as well. And on Facebook, that's another story. Facebook is Serena Wills, Serenawills. So think about, okay, is it time to pivot? Is it time to look at another platform? What platforms are out there? Who's doing what distribution wise? And who is going to sit well with me? Who do I want to work with? And go from there. Do the research. Take your time. And see, okay, this is going to be the one for me, and go from there. All right. And then, of course, this comes with marketing. That comes hand in hand. You don't just put it out there on a distribution, okay, I'm going to let this platform distribute my book for me, and that's it. You have to do the work. I did a whole wonderful segment with Terry Johnson on marketing. So go back and look at that. So, yeah, look at, is it time? And it is. It's tugging at you, tugging at the heartstrings. And is it time to pivot? Is it time to look at a different platform? If you're a small business, is it time to expand? Is it time to take my brick and mortar and go online? Is it time to use another entity to get the word out? Is it time? And for a lot of you that are probably watching this, the answer is yes. But it's a matter of just doing it, doing the research, and going forward. All right, so that is my time for today. I hope I helped somebody out. Take good care. I hope to hear from some of you. And bye for now. One love.